Hey guys, Terry here with HVAC Maintenance and Supplies. Just going to do a little video today on some quick troubleshooting if your air conditioner is not functioning at home or not working properly. We're starting out here by the electrical panel. Obviously the first thing you want to do if your air conditioner doesn't come on is to make sure that all your breakers are on. There's typically one marked for AC. It'll usually be a 2-pole, 220 volt. Make sure that's in the on position. Then what we will do is head over to the furnace here, or the air handler. You want to make sure that your switch is on to that. Usually there's some sort of a power switch. Also there'll be a separate single pole breaker in your box for that. A couple things you've got going on. Number one, you want to go up to your thermostat, make sure it's in the cool position, and that you turn the set point below the actual room temperature. And then you should see something, if it's a digital type thermostat, indicating that it is asking for cooling. So start out at your thermostat, do that, check your breakers, make sure everything's on. When you come down, this fan should be running on your air handler. That's an indication that, this portion of it is working fine. If it's run for a while and it continues to, slowly start not cooling, and you come down here, you've basically got two lines coming out. One is going to be a straight copper line. The other is going to be a black insulated line, or your suction line. If you start seeing a lot of heavy condensate on here, or ice or frost forming on here, could mean one of two things. You either have an airflow problem, and you're going to want to check your air filter then. Make sure that that's clean. Also, you want to make sure that you didn't close off a bunch of registers in your house, because that will also cause an airflow restriction and in turn cause things to freeze up. If you do have a freeze up and you notice that your filter is plugged, or that you had some registers closed, what you want to do is put your thermostat in the fan on position and cool off. Let it run for 12 hours, completely thaw out, and then you can flip it back to cool and try it again and see if it starts freezing up. One of the other things that will cause it to freeze up would be a low freon in your system. If you have a larger leak, you're going to want to get a technician to come out there and check it out. He's going to have to recharge it. If he says it's one of those leaks that's a small leak and it's only losing it, a pound or two every year, you can try our AC Easy Seal under Freon Leak Repair Kit on our website, mainsupplies.com. We also have the air conditioning maintenance kits. When we talk about cleaning the coil outside, you can get an air conditioning maintenance kit online, which it has a series of tools and coil cleaners in order to do a general air conditioning maintenance yourself. So again, the frost is an indication that you either have low freon or you have some sort of an airflow problem. If you do have a lot of water running out of here and you don't notice frost, you're going to want to check your drain. Make sure that that is cleared. You can blow back into it, blow through it, make sure that the condensate is properly draining out of your system. Okay, we're going to head up out to the outdoor unit now and go over a few things up there. Okay, a couple of quick things you can look at on your outdoor air unit. Just first come out and observe it. If you don't hear a low grinding humming noise, you know the compressor's running, the fan's not running. If you have absolutely nothing running, again, make sure that breaker's on downstairs. There's typically a disconnect switch in here, on, off, or a breaker in here as well. You can check to see if that's tripped or in the off position. There's also, in some cases, fuses behind here, which again, if you're concerned with checking those, you may want to have an electrician come out and make sure you have, these are typically 220 volt single phase to these units. So you're going to want to make sure that you have power to that. If nothing's running, it could be an indication that you don't have power, to the condensing unit outside. So you stand outside, and one quick thing you can do is feel these lines right here too, if things are running or they're not running. If this line right here is extremely hot and you hear a low grinding noise, could mean that your compressor is running and that your condenser fan motor is not. In which case it'll only run like that for a short time and your compressor will go off on a thermal overload and you may hear it going psh, making a loud noise like that, or just completely shutting down. In any case, you'd feel these lines, they would feel hotter than than a pistol. If everything is running and this line is really hot, your fan is running and your compressor is running, it could mean that you need to clean your condenser coil. Get all the debris away from it, the brush, take a coil cleaner. Again, we have our products online, air conditioning coil cleaner, and some of our other videos that show how to clean these coils. You're basically injecting a coil cleaner in there, flushing it out with water. You want to make sure you keep that clean. If that gets blocked up, especially on the real hot days, your system won't cool properly. So the first thing you want to do is, clean all that up and make sure that you have good airflow across there, and then try it again, and that may resolve your problem too. A lot of times if you don't see a lot of dust and dirt on this thing, doesn't mean that it's not dirty. That dirt gets embedded into the system and needs to be cleaned with a good quality coil cleaner and flushed out with water. One of the other things, that if this whole entire unit is not running, there's usually a low voltage wire, 2-wire. This sends a 24-volt signal to a contactor inside of here. And again, be careful anytime you're getting in here, especially if you have power. You're going to want to turn the power off when you get to this point of checking things. Inspect this wire. A lot of times mice will chew through some of these wires. You'll notice that. Or this low voltage wire. In that case, nothing will come on, or you may have power issues. Again, if you're uncomfortable with any part of that, you can get a technician out there and he can fix it. It's just, it may be something you'll locate and see and can indicate to him that, hey, I found this wire chewed through, and save you some time and effort there. So again, if this fan is running, it could be that your compressor is bad too. There's a capacitor inside of here that basically gives a jump start to the compressor as well as the condenser fan motor. A lot of times you'll get one or the other running if the capacitor is bad, and it can just be as simple as a technician coming out and changing the capacitor. If the compressor is running and the fan motor is not, you can take a stick or something in there and give that fan a quick spin, and if it starts running and then continues to run, that's usually a good indication that your capacitor is bad. Be careful if you have power off. Even with power off, capacitors will hold an electrical charge, so be careful not to get your fingers in there and cross those paths across two of the terminals. When the system is running, if your fan is running and your compressor is running, you feel these lines. This one should be warm. The hotter it is outside, it's going to be warmer. It should never be to the point where you can't touch it. If it is, you probably have a dirty coil or an issue. When this is running and everything is functioning properly, this line will be real cold to the touch and this will be warm. Again, to tell your true Freon charge, you're almost going to need a technician to come out and check that with gauges and checking your what's called superheat and subcooling to make sure that your charge is exact. You always want that exact because it maintains maximum efficiency and prolongs the life of your air conditioner. So again, if you notice ice built up out here, you may notice it building up out here and not see it downstairs. Again, that goes back to either an airflow or a Freon problem, like we talked about earlier in the video. So again, this may not resolve all your problems. You still may have to get a technician out, but there are a couple things that you can check out. And again, go to our website, mainsupplies.com. It's always best to keep things simple. First, start out by doing a good maintenance, cleaning your coils, checking your filter, getting all that taken care of, because a lot of times it really is something simple, and you can save yourself a couple $100s on a service call. Again, check back to our website, mainsupplies.com, and our YouTube video for other informational videos. Thanks, and have a great day.